Hey, I'm Apathy and welcome to the channel. I've been immersing in Japanese for just a little over 4 months now. I've tried taking Japanese a few times before over the years, even taking 2 university classes about a decade ago at this point, but never really got far enough to open up native content and start immersing. I really didn't plan to get this far initially. I picked up Anki flashcards in April as something to just kind of grind daily other than video games. It was really kind of a 1-2 punch in how I got really into it this time. One, Frieren, great anime. And secondly, and this was the big one, my friend was diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, and just kind of both of them at once really just kind of knocked me down this path. So what did immersing in Japanese really look like for me? Well, month one, I knew I needed to find a good community to be really motivated and grind content together with, whether that would be anime or manga or any other Japanese content. I kind of lucked out that a Japanese learning YouTuber that I was inspired by a few years ago and still followed, Hypothetical Tiger, did a podcast with another Japanese YouTuber I really enjoyed, Kanji Eater. In the podcast, I learned that Kanji Eater actually has a Japanese manga reading club, a place both YouTubers frequent, so I just loaded it up and joined. In the Discord, you can join any number of challenges that have been set up, and I decided to take a challenge right out the gate, and boy was I just destroyed. I decided to try reading all of Dungeon Meshi in 1 week. Now, in English, I can read about a volume of manga in like a half hour, and so I was kind of thinking maybe double that for Japanese. Yeah, this was a big mistake. Reading manga in Japanese took upwards of 6 hours. 6 hours a volume. I ended up failing that challenge, but it did get me reading. I finished 6, I believe, in that week, and it was a lot of fun. Here I will show my overall stats for Immersion for the month of July. I only averaged about 2.5 hours a day. However, it was good for my first month, I think, 70 hours total. This was also the month that I finished my Kaishi 1.5k deck that I started in April. About midway through July, I finally finished it, and that felt really good to no longer have many new cards, as since then it's kind of died down. Other things I did this month, I watched Alice in Borderland and almost all of Terrace House. Both really great in their own kind of way. Terrace House can be a little boring, but it is really good immersion learning for someone just getting out of the gate. I also spent this time playing some Dragon Quest XI in Japanese. As you can see on screen, I've been playing quite a bit of it. Moving on to month 2, I continued my Terrace House binge, and I was still playing Dragon Quest XI. However, I did pick up some more listening with some Japanese podcasts on YouTube. However, at this point, it was kind of obvious to me that grammar was a huge issue. I didn't really know much grammar, and so I picked up a lifetime subscription to BunPro, and I've been using it ever since, and I have been really enjoying that for learning any and all grammar. Here I also started my own Anki deck, filling it up with any words I did not know. Moving on to month 3, I picked up lots of listening, either podcasts or anime. And anytime I was not listening to something, I would be working. I teach, so I can't listen and teach at the same time, unfortunately. But basically, this is the month where I went wild with listening. I still really suck at it. It's my biggest weakness so far, but it'll come with time. I did continue reading some manga. I did feel like I wasn't making any progress, so I decided to start reading more of Dungeon Meshi, which is the first manga series I started reading, and was very surprised to see that it only took me about 2 hours this time to read a volume. If you remember back to the first month, it took me about 6 hours to finish, so this was like massive progress for me. Heading into month 4, October, this was the beginning of my Naruto arc. I binged all of the original series, about 130 episodes, all without filler. I also watched some Cardcaptor Sakura and Dan that just started airing, so I watched that as well. A lot of watching and listening this month and not a lot of reading. I picked up Kingdom Hearts and Persona 4, started playing Kingdom Hearts. I've played a bit of Kingdom Hearts, but I need more time for games in Japanese and games in general, honestly. Most of my time has just been either reading or watching things. And part of the reason why I took this challenge is because I want to experience gaming in Japanese. But after these 4 months, I've immersed about a total of 335 hours, with listening being about double or a little bit more than that of my reading. And even though it's double, I still feel like my listening is completely lacking compared to my reading. I just find reading so much easier than listening. In the case of anime and or anything else with like visuals, it's just so much easier than if I were to like listen to an audiobook or any sort of listening without any visual cues. It just makes it completely impossible pretty much to follow a narrative. I can, pick up words or a couple sentences here and there, but the overall like feel of what is going on is just completely absent right now. And I want that. I want to get better at that. So that kind of leaves where do I want to go from here? So ideally, I want reading to become easy. I think that'll just take time, and that's just something kind of on its own because you can't really do anything else at the same time that you're reading. However, with listening and watching things, I really want to get to the point where I can just listen freely like I can in English, allowing myself to do other things at the same time. For example, playing games at the same time as listening to something. Or I recently got into painting miniatures, and so being able to paint and listen to something at the same time and like completely understand it would be really awesome. Being able to hobby max and be able to like draw or paint at the same time while listening to content in Japanese would be kind of ideal where I want to go in regards to listening content. As for other content, I really want to get more time into games. I've really wanted to get into Dragon Quest X, the MMO. I love MMOs. I play a whole whack of different ones, and being able to play a exclusively Japanese only MMO to me is like up there as one of my like all-time goals. I might start doing that soon. As far as games, I have been wondering about maybe streaming to this channel. If there's interest in that, please let me know in the comments down below. I also plan to start making regular video updates for my immersion learning. I don't know if I'll do it every month, maybe every second month, but that'll be found here. Lastly, I just want to end with some channels that have really inspired me while on this journey. And these are really all just other Japanese language learners that I kind of watch from time to time. First up, there's Kanji Eater. I'm basically in his Discord 24/7. That's where I hang out and do most of my language learning. All the clubs I do, all the readings and stuff are part of that group. Excellent community, lots of friendly people, made a lot of friends in there. Come check it out. The next two people are actually creators that are in Kanji Eater's Discord, PatChatGC and Hypothetical Tiger. Both highlight their immersion learning journey. I urge you to check them out. Lastly, I just wanted to say that this is my first video I've ever made. I plan to make a video month 1. Kept talking myself out of it, so if you like this, please like and subscribe. Tell me down in the comments below if you found this enjoyable. If you want more, let me know. If you want me to stream, let me know. Thanks. Bye.